Monday evening, I am sitting here at the office desk. I have managed to do one piece of filming today, which was with our podiatrist, which will hopefully make for good content from how we promote and advertise those services. But filming everything every day is becoming increasingly challenging, and I need to find a strategy to be able to capture every moment before I let it all slip. But to give you a summary of my day, what did I start with? I had a home visit to do today. So I've got this new idea in my head which links a little bit in with that. So I am seeing new patients now for home visits. That has already gone really well so far. I'm fairly full for the week on doing that. I then had a meeting with our accounts manager to go through our P&L for the quarter so far and just get some clarity and ask certain questions about what this means in that area and that means in that area. Our meeting's on Wednesday for us to go through and do a proper analysis of that Q1 area. I then met with the clinic managers to go through with them what I expect of them to be able to deliver within that meeting, with looking at the reasons as to, so the way I explain it to them is that there is what happened, and then we look at why it happened, and then we look at how we're going to change it. In some cases, we don't need the how, so we look at what and why, and everything goes really well, and we're like, that's fantastic. But there's certain cases where this is what the situation is, this is why it's occurring, and this is how we're going to change it. And I really get into focus on them three key points there in order to be able to deliver a good enough answer for us to be able to intervene and progress things. So we're going to be doing that on Wednesday. They are working on them things now. I need to do my own analysis of the clinic overall. We've fallen just short of what our target is collectively. There are pockets of good work happening within certain areas of the clinics, but our total revenue as a target to aim for this quarter has dropped. If I then look at the what, the why, and the how, the what is the revenue dropping below target, but why? We split people across sites at the start of the year, and that had a little bit of an impact on the continuation for therapists and seeing patients. We're now at a different stage where things are really, really busy. We're recruiting. We've learned a lot from that particular process. There's a lot of challenges with it, but we've actually come out at the end of it, I think, stronger. And we're now looking at the next steps within the business. I had a conversation with someone today about doing some of our social media stuff. So coming in, filming, being involved in that, so that whether or not they take the role or we progress any further with that conversation is another matter. But it will be interesting to hear their thoughts. That just came about through the network of people that I know in the area of one of our clinics. And proves to me that the more we talk to people, the more we tell you what you're doing, the more people or the more opportunities are going to fall in front of you. I also am doing an analysis on a company at the moment, which we are looking at potentially acquiring. It's very, very early stages at the moment, like super early stages, but these are the things that are occurring throughout the day for me on where I'm focusing my attention and my time, and hoping to kind of build the business beyond what it currently is. But there will be some issues with the one that I'm looking at. I thought that it might have been in a different location to the one that was presented, but it turns out that it isn't. So that might make it slightly more challenging for how we were to manage that particular site. However, as I say, it is early days and there's plenty more things to talk about before we go down that route of thinking it's a good one. But yeah, that's what's been happening at the moment. I'm going to share with you some of the clips of the conversation I had with our podiatrist on why people should have podiatry, what podiatry helps with, so you can see what that's looking like. And yeah, tonight I'll be doing my analysis of the clinics. I've got a big meeting tomorrow in central London with one of our partners who provide a lot of our imaging. So we're going to talk about how we can network and work together more closely to provide better care for our patients. So them things are really, really valuable to me. So I'm pleased to get the opportunity to go and meet them tomorrow. And let's get on with my review now, and I will catch up with you all tomorrow. Podiatry. Mm-hmm. What is it?
That is the $1,000,000 question. So podiatry is the care of feet. Well, it's actually classified as lower limb, but we do specialize in the feet mostly, right? We say lower limb because a lot of things that affect maybe your hips or your knees can affect your feet and vice versa as well. but it's mainly to do with the feet, to do with pain, skin, nails, biomechanics as well, mobility, things like that, really. So,
difference between podiatry and chiropody?
yes, so a lot of people don't understand that, yeah. So chiropody is actually the older term. So podiatry is the newer term for the past, I think, 10, 12 years is what we're classified as. We can do a couple more things, basically, than chiropody. But technically, if you see a chiropodist, they can also, help you out with your issues.
What's the things that you can do, that podiatrists can do, or train them, that chiropody is not necessarily...
No idea.
Oh, fine. And right, when you say minor surgery, what does that mean?
So minor surgeries is where we're injecting anesthetic or administering anesthetic and then doing a procedure like maybe nail surgery where we remove a piece of the nail, or like a verruca needling where we're applying lots of kind of little holes in the verrucas. But it's a surgery where you're applying anesthetic basically. It's a procedure where you're applying anesthetic.
That's super helpful, that is. Yeah, that'd be really, really helpful, because we can chop that up now and make it into
some content.
Yeah, content that we can try and promote to say, right, we've got podiatry here. They get to see who you are rather than just visit a website and do it that way.
Okay.
Tuesday morning, 5:25 a.m. Why am I up? We got our review coming up, our quarterly review, and the thing that's playing on my mind at the moment is the accuracy of our position as a business. It's not to say that it's not accurate, it's the anxiety that rests on me, making sure that what we're doing and where we're going is all moving in the right direction. So I'm looking at the account stuff at the moment. I'm working out where we're rewarding people. We offer bonuses to staff, so I'm making sure that they're accurate and that we can actually give them out. I talk about cash flow all the time. Cash flow is the biggest challenge. And so I'm going through all that stuff here at the moment. I've also got company accounts due from last year, so I need to get them submitted. So the accountants are pushing me to get that information in. So I need to provide that. Make sure that we've got enough money there to pay the tax, which is due on them companies. Reward the people at the moment for the work that they're doing with the cash that we have or don't have at the moment. So all these stresses are the things that sometimes give me bad night sleeps. One of them being yesterday. So I'm going through that stuff at the moment. I'm also just reflecting on the way that we've done our last quarter and how we approach meetings. The meetings, they have an agenda, they always do, but the agenda's kind of, they fluctuate a little bit. And by that I mean there's not much consistency to what we're talking about. So therefore people end up turning up slightly unprepared because they don't know actually what we're going to talk about. And I actually want to make sure that we've got key points that we talk about every single week before we go and see any other business. Just trying to fine tune that. I remember listening about Amazon. Amazon do this thing where they actually, in the meeting, they give everyone 45 minutes at the start of the meeting to go through the agenda and prepare for it, because they're aware that everyone's so busy that by sending the agenda out earlier, people don't tend to even look at it. So they wait until they get to the meeting, they give them the prep time, and then they have the meeting. We're not in the position where we have the luxury at the moment of doing that, but it is certainly things to kind of think about. So my aim is then, if we have this agenda, which is a regular thing that they look at and use, that they know what's coming. So therefore, hopefully we'll be able to find time during the week, because we're not quite as big as Amazon yet. So hopefully there is time for us to prepare, but I need to speak to the staff to find out if that's true. So anyway, back to what the main thing here is: look at them accounts, make sure that they are as accurate as they should be, and then start prepping for how we're rewarding people and then what we're investing into for the future. Different one for me today. Here I am up on Harley Street. I have just been to our medical imaging partners who we're going to be looking to start doing a lot of work with, and been for a tour around their sites, and everything looks quite good. So what we're going to be looking at doing now is having a better pathway for how we get private MRIs and X-rays, and just been going through the whole patient journey. I just got back from my Harley Street visit. I'm going to jump on a call now with Monica, who is our clinic manager, just to get an update on what we're doing there. I overran my meeting. What ended up happening is I had to have one of my other management meetings in John Lewis, which was awkward because trying to talk about things openly in that type of environment is very, very difficult. And everyone feels like everyone's listening in, whether they are or not. But I was talking with Amanda earlier, which was about the performance of our Whetstone and Colindale clinic and looking at what our action plan is moving forwards. I've also got a really good document I want to share with you all, which is about clinic ownership. I'm going to be doing my own analysis this week on how that applies to us as a business, share that with the staff that we have as well, so that they can see, again, I keep saying it, the pressures of all of this. And the super interesting thing was what the typical solo physio earns if they do their own business. And the positive thing at the moment is what our self-employed people get as a salary overall. It's not actually too far off of what a solo practice person gets as well. And the reason why I'm sharing that is because it's a big thing to me all the time about how do we reward staff, how are we paying them, are they satisfied? We've got the staff satisfaction survey coming in tomorrow as well. I had a quick catch up with Amanda about that, and there's already, whilst I don't know what's on there, overall is positive with things that we can develop and improve, which is really, really good to know, good to hear. I'm excited about what those things are. And even more excited about implementing what them changes are going to be so that they can see that we listen to it, we take it on board, and that we do action it, because they are so, so important to us. And the culture that we have in the business is the priority. Yes, we have targets, but if we fail to address that and meet that as the top priority, then we can forget the targets. I look up on that board because that's where they're at. So yeah, I'm going to jump on this call. I am going to get my information updated with how we do our imaging and scanning now. And yeah, we're going to go into that review tomorrow with a good plan moving forward.
Yes.
Right, what are we all doing today? Why are we all here? Why are you all gathered?
Just chilling.
Yeah.
Happy.
Excellent, they're the vibes. Perfect. Anyone want to give us a thing?
We're going to do a quarterly review meeting, so we're talking about how the business has done since December 25 until the end of November 26. We're going to be talking about profits, losses, sharing how our therapists have been performing in each clinic, and then I've also got the results for the staff satisfaction questionnaire.
Oh, I'm interested in that.
Yesterday I was reading through it. There's some quite funny ones in there actually.
Are there?
Yeah.
Is there anything bad
Funny.
in there?
Funny,
Yeah, there's like some of them are like,
How funny.
there are a couple that at Jason, but overall it's very positive, and there's some very
Constructive feedback.
yes.
Have you seen it as well?
No one's seen it. There's a lot of things that there's a lot of patterns. So like the things that we're really good at, everyone is saying the same. There's a lot of things where 100% of the people said the same thing, which is amazing. And then the downside of things as well, again, everyone's agreeing on the same thing.
Oh, interesting. Oh,
There's
that's really
not
good.
patterns
Like
between
independently saying the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unknowing of what each other said.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
And I think
powerful.
you're going to be surprised.
Pleasantly,
I'm not sure.
but
But I think you'll be surprised as to, I feel like you was going to think that a lot of people would say that money is an issue. It actually only got brought up in 2 comments.
how interesting.
So it's actually not a problem, which is very interesting.
Did you see that thing I sent
That
yesterday?
plays into what you said. It's really.
If you read that, I've got this
About
report
the
thing.
bonus.
Yeah, people who have bonuses have a higher turnover than those who don't. The thing it goes on to say is about culture. It's all about culture, and how do we foster that. So this will be a really good thing about how we
Talks a lot
then.
about culture.
Good. All right. Well, I'm excited to hear it, and
It's good.
and us make sure that we make the changes to keep people happy. Otherwise, it's a waste of time. Right. This is all brand new. What we're doing here. We've never done this, and so a lot of today will be learning about what the next one will look like as well, and also working out the benefit of it. I hope you can see the benefit, and it's definitely given me insight into things that actually what we should be looking at differently. My fear again is are we going to be very reactive here? Because what we're about to present is probably going to be, some of the stuff is going to be news to us from what we found out. That makes sense. So even when you were doing your own analysis, you'd have been like, oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't realise that.
Yeah.
We're now reactive. So I'm not expecting this to be perfect and on point, but there's going to be a lot of questions that will come which then feed into go away and find that out, especially when it comes for the reviews and for next week's meeting. The blue is what was last year, and then the orange is what is this year. So you've got total revenue of sales in that left column, which is the blue one, and then the orange is now. So you can see the growth pattern, and then the combined thing is on the other side. Yeah. So if you hover over it, total is about revenue is vanity and profit is sanity. It's what you then left with, what they call your gross profit. All right. But that your gross profit is your profit before you then deduct all of your other costs. So you can see the purple is your net profit. Now, if you look at our sales, the blue thing is going up, which is good. In each month we're increasing, and you can also note that they're higher than what they were for last quarter, which is great. And so you should now start to see a nice equal pattern. The concern comes when we don't see nice equal patterns.
And that's something that you take care of.
Yes, yeah. So I'm just telling you, I'm just talking about this openly,
Yeah.
so you kind of understand what it all means. The most important one is the purple. It's the most important one. We need to see that realistically, it should be incrementally, slowly increasing each month.
And is this accurate as I hover over the purple, those numbers?
Yes, should be. Yeah, because they're taken from the column on the left.
Okay.
So if you go on the table on the left, you see row 17 down to 20 is last year's stuff.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then row 23 to 27 is this quarter just gone.
Okay.
And then row 30 to 32 is the difference. So in cell, where cell I'm on at the moment, B30, that is the difference between December 24 to 25 and December 25, 26. Or December 24 to
What's that as a
25.
percentage?
I think it's about 33%.
Oh, it does actually say at the top. Yeah, it does.
It does, doesn't it? Yeah, 33 or 31. 31% is. Oh, no, 33, yeah, apologies, 33. And that's just destroyed all of the way that we account things. We're helping people out. We've actually shafted ourselves in a way of having accuracy. So the stuff that we're getting now is like 1 billion % accurate. This quarter is the best reporting we've ever done, which is why what we do here, and especially the next one, is going to be vital to see that growth and change. Because there's not going to be any changes to how we are allocating payments at the moment. We might retrospectively go back at the old stuff and just have a look to say, well, where are we at with targets and stuff? But in terms of how they're done at the moment, the system is really, really good because it just gives us full accuracy. It's never been this accurate. So that's the positive thing. We were better than what we are in the quarter just gone. So
What we actually do that to then?
well, this is it. This is the what. This is the why and how. Again, we're too late now. This has all happened. That is.
I've seen one of your patients, there's a lot of pressure. The standards are very high. You sort of he's come see, he's had the other hip.
Oh, he has, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay,
And he's
fine.
like, Jason did this, Jason. Oh yeah, I remember Jason. And I was like, alright, go see Jason then.
Oh, Amanda, thanks.
Actually, he emailed me this morning to do some new exercise, and he was like, I walked out of a spring in my step. Just wanted to thank you. I was like, that's so nice.
Cute.
But yeah, so this bit, so we've identified what. Next bit is the why, and then the next bit is the how. And the how is the important bit. So we must come up with what the how is, because that is the thing which will just catapult us.
Conversions, whereas my focus for Whetstone is actually to maximise the capacity, because we can be flying with revenue. Like, I really, really believe that Whetstone can be big. Like, you can make, we have in 1 week, so say week 1, we have 25 hours free where we can fill that up with, if we fill that up with physio, if we just get a physiotherapist in, they're going to be busy flat out. Guaranteed. Even if we have
Because all
one
the
cancellation,
initials are going to go to them.
yeah, my target's going to be easy, and I can just sit back and do hardly anything because the demand here is crazy, and the staff is really, really good. Yeah, I just want her to do one more CPD.
Was it good, the one she did?
Amazing.
Was it?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
actually going to get her
listen
to
to
do a part 2.
Amazing.
So she's going to do biomed. She's so good. I learned so much.
Amazing.
Yeah, really, really good. So
Oh, good.
I want to do the CPD with her in the evening and potentially in Barnet, so then we can get more people along as well.
Yeah.
Cute. Come in.
Sorry, guys.
That's
Can I have a new one?
Another chair?
Yeah, can I have your chair, Jason?
What a chair? Yeah, mate, what are you doing now?
I'm just collecting this new one.
Musical chairs.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't want my chair? You wanted my chair? I was still about to give it to you.
I need the new one.
Here, actually, everything is really positive from Q1 based on the targets that we've got in place. So the revenue and the profit came in slightly above plan, with revenue at 112% above where we should be for the quarter.
12%.
Everyone, Wednesday afternoon, I'm back in the office. We did our meeting, which you would have just seen then, or clips of it at least, and it was really positive. It's the first time we've done that quarter review. I was slightly nervous beforehand because they're all new bits of information that I'm trying to share with everyone. We're trying to be more professional, but equally understanding that the growth that people are on with us, it's all new for them as well. We don't actually have anyone in clinic who has kind of been there, done it, and can share their experiences, which is not a criticism. It's just more a fact that because it's new for all of us, there's a lot of learning for us to do. But as we continue to grow, I'm hoping that we're going to become better at it, and then the expectations are going to be set for future meetings. So we've got some really good feedback to start actioning. We also did the staff survey. That was very interesting as well. Opportunities again for me to reflect on potentially some of the fears that I have, which have been squashed by it. So one of the fears always is, what's the culture like as a business? And do staff feel valued in what they do? And that's a big part of this for me, to make sure that they do feel that they are part of what we're doing. And because if I don't get that right, there's no way that people are going to stay and work with us. And it's such a big belief and driver of mine, and making sure that I deliver upon it and ensuring that everybody else deliver. I'm sitting there saying I deliver upon it. That's not true. We've got the clinic managers who are there helping drive it, but I want to make sure that we are forever known as the best place that anyone works at. If they stay with us forever or not is a different matter, but I always want them to look back on us and think that I loved it there. I would go back to them if I could, if the situation they're in doesn't work out or whatever it may be. So I am really pleased with the outcome, because I was slightly worried with where the standards and expectations are so high. I don't want to, whilst I have to put it across to people, it's so important that we don't kind of push people or drive people away based upon the standards that we want. Then there's the counter argument of like, well, if they're not willing to accept the standards, then they may not be the right person. But I also have to reflect and think, okay, are my standards too high? I sit here and say like standards are important and we should be striving to be the best. But how good have you got to be good enough in the game that we do? Yeah, I want to be the best in the world at everything, but there's only a small amount of people who can actually be the best in the world at everything. And what am I the best at the world at the moment? Nothing. But it still doesn't stop me striving for it. But I've got to make sure that people have the same ambition and enthusiasm and passion as me. Otherwise, I run the risk of really alienating them. But we've got all the feedback. I am going to do a bit of a post at another point within this video of how we're going to be addressing some of them things. I'll give you some of the comments of what was shared. And yeah, we will then come up with a plan, and hopefully people are going to be happy with the responses that we give, and that they'll be happy that they've been listened to. So really trying to work on my out of office videoing for this week. So yeah, this is my second day where I'm filming out of the office. Yesterday was Harley Street, and today I am heading towards Chelmsford, which is nowhere near where we have our clinics based at. But there is a event that happens. It happens once a month, and I got invited along to it probably about 6 months ago now. So I've tried to attend every month, and it is a group of business people who come together, and it sounds all very la-di-da-di-da, but it's really good, because it's not a networking event. It's an event where you get to meet other business owners, and no one's there to sell their product. They're all there to talk about the challenge that they face and how they've resolved it. So it's actually been really beneficial. I've gone to other networking events before, and it's very much heavily based on, you need to come and visit us and we will do this for you, and you should refer us people and we'll refer you people. And it's not real, if that makes sense. I don't get satisfaction from going to them, and I think that people should find us through other avenues simply by the fact, not just because we know someone and you do me a favour, I'll do you a favour. I want people coming to see us because we're the best at what we do, and other people have told them that we're the best at what we do, not because they know who we are or anything like that. And that's the beauty of what this networking event's about. Like, not one person has ever sold their business to me and said that, oh, we have the solution for your problems. They give me solutions for my problems, but it hasn't once involved any of them. And so it's really, really refreshing. Like I said, I've been invited to other ones before, and it's just a different world. Sounds a bit extreme, but that is the only way I can explain it. And which is why I make the effort to come here. It's going to take me, say, an hour and 15 on the sat-nav at the moment. But yeah, it's a really, really good event, and an opportunity for me to do something different than simply sitting by that office desk all day and looking at spreadsheets and stuff like that. So I'm looking forward to it, and I will let you know tomorrow how it all goes. Right, reached my destination. I forgot to say that I've been reading a book which is called How to Get Rich by Felix Dennis, and it is a very, very, very interestingly eye-opening book. I highly advise people to read it. It gives you a lot of talk about, it's not about the actual steps you need to do, it's about the mindset. And it's a really, really powerful book, and one I would strongly, strongly, strongly recommend. And the things that I've taken from it so far, one of the best things I just heard about it there, the sacrifices you make in order to be successful is wild. And the way he talks about it is so true. And then you have to weigh up, is it actually worth it? The more you're working, the things that you're giving up in order to achieve it. And the thing that stood out for me is you may not even achieve it. You do all of this hard work and it may not even work out the way you want it to go. And I thought that was quite a powerful thing. It also is about fear of when you're doing business, making these decisions. And he says that the fact that we're all going to die, so what you got to fear? He's like, just go for it and get on with it, because at the end of the day, you ain't got long left before we're not here. And even when you're gone, it's unlikely that anyone's going to remember anything you've done anyway. So bang on, get on with it, and yeah, try and be as successful as you can in the shortest time frame possible. That's what I'm aiming to do anyway. And while I feel fresh, young, healthy, young's a bit of a push, but yeah, definitely, I'm going to be driving for more and more over the coming weeks, months and years. And we did, as I said earlier, we did the review and things are really positive. So I've got a kind of good feeling about the future, especially this year. And yeah, hopefully we'll get more people on board with what we're trying to do, open up more avenues and opportunities with different businesses, different things that exist out there at the moment. And yeah, fingers crossed it all goes well. Right, just finished my evening at my networking event, and as always, I come away with some incredible ideas. There's some super knowledgeable people there. One of the things they've just told me about is how to sort out our phone system and make it a bit more effective. The guy I'm talking to owns his own telecoms company, so that was really interesting. Also spoke to a build team, so we've got ambitions to eventually take on our own properties and run our clinics from, and talking to them about how challenging they find it, how difficult it is, and all of their success stories and failures is, again, really, really helpful for us understanding of how we're going to drive and build this business. So really, really happy I came, and yeah, we'll be coming to the next one as well. It is Thursday afternoon, it's 2 p.m. Today, what I've done, so I have started doing a brand new service that we are trying to grow in clinic. It is a home visit service. Now, we've always offered it, but there is a huge opportunity at the moment for us to kind of develop and grow that particular service space. It links very, very well into a different business idea that I've got, which is coming very, very soon. And I am determined to make a start of it and get going. What I'm about to, apologies. What I also then went and met our main link with the GPs. It was a slightly different type of meeting to what I was expecting. Basically, the general gist is that where they were going to be driving forwards with it, the brakes have been put on slightly at the moment, just due to other commitments that they have, which is not a problem, because the unfortunate thing with business is that you aim to do certain things and they don't necessarily always go to plan in that first instance. And I know, again, that's true for many, many other industries. It's no different for us. But over time, I've become more hardened to these situations occurring with almost plan Bs, Cs and Ds already kind of thought about rather than just putting all eggs into that basket. So I've got a plan of how we're still going to be pushing forward with the GP thing. It wasn't a bad meeting. He was just in a position where at the exact moment in time he's unable to commit the length of time he thought he could due to other external commitments, which is totally fine, and I totally respect the fact that they said it now rather than waiting for us to get further and further down the line. But it doesn't change what I want to do with us as a business. So we're going to be pushing forwards with that. Like I say, the other service which I'm looking at the moment is going to feed into our next business venture, which will be slightly outside of our existing remit, but heavily linked. So we don't want to diversify too much, so we need a brand new skill set. But this will tie in really well with what we currently do. I will give you more information on that as and when it progresses and develops. I don't want to share too much at the moment, just in case I give away too much of the story. But it's definitely going to happen at some point. I'm just about to do our weekly update where I'm going to share with the team what the vision is, what the focus is, as I do every single week, and then just go through some little bits and pieces of what's happening with regards to how successful we are over the weeks that have been happening, what the future looks like. We did our Q1 stuff yesterday. We got feedback to happen with the staff in their meetings. Still got my staff survey thing to go through, so I will do that as well. But yeah, I'm going to jump on this call now and try and share as much as I can, and share as much as I can with you lot as well who are watching. I promised I would go through this every single week, and I am delivering this just after seeing the message that came through from Nikki in the group chat. So it's actually quite good timing. This top part, turning shoppers or turning patients into fans, that is the ultimate. It is what we must be looking for in every single interaction we have. And to remind you, I'm going to be coming around and asking you all about it soon. Of what it is that we're looking for in this, but shoppers, those are the people who look at our website. The patients are the people who transactionally just purchase from us one time. The supporters are the people at the dinner party where someone is sitting down and they are asked, someone at the dinner party says, oh, my shoulder hurts, and that supporter says, oh, you need to go and see this group of people, they're really good. And the fan is the same person who's sitting at that dinner party, and they don't wait to hear someone say that they're in pain, that they actually sit down and we're one of the first things that they talk about. This is exactly what I want us to be. And if I use Nikki's example there, what I'm hoping is she went into the dentist says, how are you? And her first thing was, you know what, I feel amazing at the moment because this here is now not hurting, and it's all because I went and saw this girl called Nikki, who is a physio at this particular clinic, and she has told the dentist without even being prompted. That is genuinely the most ultimate kind of feedback that I can hear of what I look for in people who work with us and what I deem as success for us as a business. We go through financial things. I know we have targets in place, etc. But ultimately, it always comes down to that it trumps everything. We talk about top trump cards. That is like 20 plus in every single aspect if we can hit it. So I know I go on about it a lot and I'm sounding repetitive. I'm almost bored of saying it already. It's only been 3 or 4 weeks I've been doing it for, but I will swear to you I'm going to be saying this for 3 or 4 years. And I want us all to know exactly what the meaning of it is, and for us to have the example shared where it's evident that we're doing it. So yeah, just go onto the core focus. Make sure we bring exceptional healthcare to every person in North London. Again, exceptional healthcare is not just physio now, it's every single element that we have. And we are going to be bringing on more elements of this as we continue to grow. So that's why we're changing it from to bring exceptional physio to exceptional healthcare. 10-year target to develop 4 existing clinics into locations which will be 4,000 to 6,000 square foot. Still massively determined to hit this. I know that we're going to probably need external support in order for us to achieve this, but that is where we're aiming to go as a clinic. And I'm still super confident based upon what we're doing at the moment that we will be able to hit this. And the longer you stay with us, the more you're going to see the evidence of that, because we're going to start going towards, I say investors, it will be the banks who will be investing into it and lending us the money to be able to purchase these properties. And then you'll see where it all starts to come together and what that looks like. This gives the overview each week of what we generate as a clinic. Very, very important that we look at is a generated figure. I know that there are reviews coming up with everyone over the coming week or so after our quarterly review, where everyone's going to have their target set for them by clinic managers. There's going to be clear pathways of what you should be doing in order to progress within the company. I'm digressing slightly here, I'm going through the staff survey, which I am so grateful genuinely for everyone completing and hopefully being as honest as they possibly can. We purposely did it anonymously because we didn't want anyone to think that there was going to be any repercussions to it at all. The aim of it from the management team is to actually find ways that we can implement as many of the things that we're possibly talking about. I know it's only one small minor thing, but as I say, it's listening to all the feedback you're giving him and making sure we provide the environment that you want to work in. It means a lot to me that people do want to work with us. And I've said it in all of our interviews and I'll repeat it again. I want this to be the best place that all of you ever work. Whether that means you stay with us forever, which I would be delighted if you did, but I always want you to look back favourably on your time with us and know that the door is always open if you did want to come back. Like I say, I hope we don't have to have that conversation anyway, because I'm hoping you're all going to stay forever. But yeah, it is a big thing for me. Staff happiness, staff satisfaction, and the respect that we show towards staff is genuinely meaningful for me. So I'm very grateful for the feedback you've given. But I'll come back to what I'm saying here now. I think it's just that we can learn a lot from each other about what they can do, but we need to be in a position where we can facilitate that learning to occur and enable the cross-referencing to occur. With that. So yeah, that's just giving you a snapshot of this week. So acupuncture flying with what theirs are. All the other services we just need to look at a little bit. Massage, to be fair, like fair play, that is, I honestly can't tell you the last time that happened, so that's really good. But what they're saying is if people are not being seen for 4 to 6 treatments, are we under treating people, and especially if we're discharging them? But okay, that's the end of that week's update. It's very difficult when I'm talking to the screen and trying to get my message across to people without being able to see what their reaction is. It sometimes can become a little bit uncomfortable when I'm saying things because I don't want it to be misconstrued. It's hard enough doing it through email and things with what your points are, but then I'm trying to talk to people but not being able to see their reaction. I have no idea how they're going to take it when they listen back to it. And yeah, I always want to make sure that we've got like an open book policy for people to come and talk to us if they're unhappy about something. And as I was saying, the feedback they've given us for things that we could do as a clinic to improve, definitely going to take on board and look into and see where it's possible for us to implement certain things. And I'm going to address all the points that are made on the comments where necessary anyway, and just answer it openly so that people can hear the answer to their suggestion or question, which hopefully, again, helps manage what their expectations are and what they want. In some cases we could say yes, but in some cases we have to say no. I'm going to give the reason behind it and a pathway for us to be able to enable it to happen. And as I say, hopefully they'll accept that as a satisfactory response to what their things are. Right, I have been saying I'm going to do this all week. I am going to be going through the staff survey that we did recently and reporting the answers to all the questions. I'm going to say them all out loud, and then try and think on the spot of what it is that we're going to do to implement and change it. Now, I promise you I have not pre-read these. We did do it in the meeting of having some highlighted points, but the highlighted points is about 5% of what has actually been said. So I'm going to try and read through all of this and share as much as I possibly can. I will chop some of it obviously because you don't want to hear necessarily the whole thing on it, but what I am going to do is definitely give feedback here to the staff on everything that's been said and talk to you lot as well about what's happening. So we asked how many questions? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 questions in total. And it was completely anonymous, and we wanted people to give their feedback so that we can better understand how they feel, what's successful, what's not successful, what needs improving, and also what's working. So we'll go through them. And I'm going to answer all of the questions at the same time. So I'll do question 1. So overall experience. How would you describe your overall experience working at this clinic? Again, everything's anonymous, so I don't know who these are. So first one, great. I love the job and colleagues, which is fantastic. I think it's a great place to work, a great mix of patience, so it allows you to practice loads of different skills from hands-on light exercise to late-stage rehab return to sports. Every staff member is very friendly, and I do like working across 2 clinics. Breaks up the week and changes the environment, so it's never dull. Fantastic. That is something that we've done recently, have changed the site, so I'm pleased that that's working. Someone just put great. Having been here for a while, it's been nice to see the company developing and feel like we're all part of the company and not just working for the man. That must be me. Good to see as well that a certain culture is starting to emerge within the company. It is good to know that all the staff share the same values, which is brilliant. So that's really, really good to know. I really enjoy it. I think it's a positive environment, and although it is demanding and standards are high, I enjoy being part of the team. I'll always come back to this. The standards that we have, I know they're high. I honestly really, really do understand it. And I know that I can be a proper hard pusher for it. But it is honestly the thing that is going to set us out from everyone else. And whilst it can be hard, being good at things is hard. It's not easy. And if you just think about it in sport in general, if you want to be the best in the world, there's no one the best in the world sit there and says, this is easy. Training every day is easy. Once upon a time, I listened to a thing with Usain Bolt, and he says, I train 45 minutes a day. And everyone was like, oh, wow, that's not that hard to do. But then he followed it up with the level of training that he does in that 45 minutes, how hard and uncomfortable it is. So being good does come with certain demands and expectations, and unfortunately we're not going to lower them, but I do acknowledge it, and it's important for me to then reflect and think, okay, how much am I layering on top of what is already a hard and demanding environment, and what can we do to help support and make life easier? So that's the thing which I need to come up with here of things that we're going to do looking forwards in the future. Next one, I really enjoy it. I think it's a positive environment, although, I've just repeated that one, my fault. Good and professional. Someone put good. Someone just put very enjoyable. Someone put quite enjoyable. Fair, so I need to look at that a bit more. Good, but a little chaotic. Yes, I do agree with that. The ever-growing nature of the business means that, unfortunately, it can be chaotic because new things are happening all the time, new developments are emerging, and we want to be innovating all the time, innovate or evaporate. And I have to also be conscious of, if we just keep innovating, then there comes a time where things do just get a bit messy. So I take it on board. Someone put good, and that is the answers to that question. So that is question 1 out of the way. Question 2. What do you enjoy most? So what do you enjoy most about working here? This one, the team and how everyone is easy to talk to. I appreciate how flexible I can be in my diary. Increase my patient load as I feel able, but also have no pressure to do more if I'm not up for it. Everyone is lovely, great locations. All clinic facilities have leveled up since the makeovers in a couple of the locations, so it feels like a fresh new place to work. Complexities of cases, open, honest and friendly working environment. Management help with improving, for example, numbers and overall support, including emotional support when things go wrong. I like the fact that we can be open and honest about feedback, knowing that we won't be judged upon requests. The CBDs have been a highlight too, which is brilliant. The people I work with like our social I like our social meetups, which is great. I love the relationships I have with my patients. I like that the job keeps me on my toes and gets me thinking on the spot a lot of the time. I also think it has brought a much more confident side out of me, which is positive. That's amazing to hear. Stuff like that is really, really pleasing. Next person, team, location, clinic, which I like. Next, working with very nice and professional people. Everyone is very friendly, and I love the community of people at Bodylogics, which is amazing. We've got supportive physios and admin team with good facilities. Then this put the people, the team are so friendly and always there for you. And the development of knowledge of CPDs is very fun and friendly team to work with prospects of progression. So yeah, that, everyone, is the summary of all of the questions. I am now going to go away and work on some of these things here and bring it up with management for us to talk about and start coming up with a plan of what it is that we can do. So I know we've got a summary from which Amanda did of the clinics overall, but now I'm going to take these specific answers, put it into that document, and then collectively we come up with a strategy of how we can improve this. So fingers crossed, when we run the next one in the next quarter, I hope that we will start to see changes in what they have asked for and requested here in order for us to raise that improvement with them. Right, terrible day for filming. I know I got to film the staff satisfaction thing that I went through, and we're going to be making some changes about that, but just heading up to clinic now. It's 4 o'clock in the afternoon. The reason why it's been so bad is I went for a meeting this morning, which was with a contact of mine who works in the industry for healthcare, and we were talking about how we can collaborate on some ideas that I've got. He also then put me in touch with another contact who I've reached out to see if they wish to collaborate. A lot of what I'm thinking of doing at the moment is about the various collaborations that we can do with the network that I currently have. Because the more ambitious I'm getting, the more I'm realizing that I can't keep being the one who grows each of these particular services. So I'm trying to now partner almost with other people who can do it, and it's going to lead me with a conversation that I am going to have with another member of our staff in the coming weeks about what their career progression looks like and how I step out of the day-to-day thing. Even today I've been putting up posters, which is part of the marketing thing, but again, it's taking time away from where I could actually be actively going out to meet with people in order to help drive the business further forward. So I really need to do some more reflection. I keep saying the word reflection, but it's so true. But yeah, that's why I haven't really been on it today, but I figured I'd better put something on here so I've got something for Friday at least, even though it may not be at the moment the best content. But I am going to get a videographer very, very soon. I did have a chat with someone the other day, but I haven't actually heard anything back yet, so watch this space. And as you can see, I'm trying to drive here whilst holding the camera, which is a nightmare. But yeah, Friday almost coming to a close. I'm back in clinic now for a meeting, and then I will be doing some video editing later on, which is my favourite forte.